you could argue one of the most potent things she could do for her biological health, if we're talking about your partner, is not eat breakfast.
Just listen to the body.
Well, what you're doing there is you're extending the fast. So breakfast is breaking the fast that you've inherited from the night's sleep. So she might have a dinner. Sorry to bring this direct to your girlfriend, but let's say she finishes dinner at 7. She's having breakfast at 7. She's had a 12-hour fast. If she then skips breakfast, which is what sounds like she's more naturally inclined to do, but she's getting pressure from her boyfriend, and she moves that 7 to midday or early lunch when she starts to feel hungry, then she's gone from a 12-hour fasting window to a 17-hour with just like a small edit. And that is probably, ironically, I feel like there's some irony in there, because we're always looking for foods that really enhance health and amplify our health and superfoods, but it's actually going without food is probably probably one of the biggest tools that we have to amplify our biological health.
Yeah.
So that's
interesting.
That's why I guess there's this, the field of nutrition is constantly evolving, and there's lots of leaders in that field and people that are innovating and researching. And what's coming to the surface is this notion around feeding windows versus fasting windows. And so there's magic and gold to be had from fasting.
Yeah.
Equally, there's magic and gold to be had from truncating your feeding window. So there's, on both sides of the coin, there's pluses to be had.
Yeah.
So one of the first things I'll ask my clients is when I speak to them, it's not like, tell me about your typical day on a plate, or how often do you exercise. It's like, when do you start eating and when do you finish eating? So what's your feeding window? And some clients come to me and they don't know why I'm asking, so they're normally quite honest, which is a good thing.
I'm paying for this fella and he's asking me this.
And they might have, I've worked with clients that have got 16, 17, 18 hours feeding window, because they start on the way to work, or when they first get up at 6, and then they finish work, and then they chat with the partner, and then they cook, and then they might go to the fridge for another bite, sort of 9 or 10 o'clock, and you're really working against your circadian rhythm at that point, because your circadian, your biological clock is really geared for you to be optimized and primed from a digestive point of view for about 8 to 10 hours. So then if you're demanding of your digestion beyond that, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, what happens is that you're the productivity, if you like, of your digestive enzymes drops off the edge of the cliff at that 10-hour mark. So it's not like it tapers off gently, it drops off quite radically. And if you're eating in that time period beyond at 10 hours, long term you're setting yourself up for metabolic disorder. So the best thing you can do, one of the best things you can do, again, before you're looking at your macros and your calories, is just looking at your timing of your food.
Right.